Uf, eso. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 4, chapter 27, entitled Thanks by Chandravega on the city of King Puranjana, text 9. Okay, before we start text 9, what did we discuss last time? Yes.
King Puranjana is making arrangement for his 110 sons and 110 daughters for the marriage.
Not 110 sons, 1,000. Hundreds. It's a difference, big difference.
1,000 hundreds. We also discussed about Panchala Sati.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. That's the place. What are the main philosophical points?
So, as per Karma Kanda, as per Veda,
Or practical points, let's say.
Is to get married. For Shankha, yeah. And it's the duty of father and mother to get their sons and daughters to be married.
Such a big shock. I mean, yeah. That's what we were talking about. That's not easy. So, hey, how do you find, someone who will, it's not easy. You have to manage everything these days. I heard so many times, it's so funny, like, this one's not suitable, this one, then they keep on searching, then finally, so much headache, No, it's a trouble. It's not just anyone, anyhow, what they do. So much trouble to find someone that will agree, and then you will agree also to marry. And then when you find someone whom you want to, then they'll say no. No, you cannot. That's also trouble. Okay, so.
We also discussed in case of Dakshin, we told him, why do you want to get entangled?
Yeah, not him, his son. Oh, him, Daksha and this, that was later. Like his son's goes. Okay.
Follow the footsteps of your elder brother to gain some higher concept.
Yeah. We talked about social structure, the duties of Grihastha Ashram. But we should never misunderstand that to be the goal of life. Certain dharmas are not goal of life. They help us to reach the goal. So one has to be well aware what is really the goal of life. Otherwise, you mistake this, and you wasted your life. You have to understand what's the real dharma. Let's say, like what comes to my mind now, it's the Yamadutas. Yamadutas like perfect servants, and they're performing their duties, everything. And then in 6th canto, we know the story of Ajamila, and then when they were prevented from performing their duty, they're like, what's going on now? They never knew there's that many higher things, than what they're supposing that it's high. They didn't know that. They didn't know that. They were just, thinking that our duty is the highest and we follow the Yamaraj, he's the topmost, authority, and that's it. But they didn't know that, no, yeah, there's somebody higher. Of course, one thing is that sometimes people are not qualified to know the highest truth. Because then they wouldn't even perform their lower duties. I'd be discouraged for various reasons. It's like, so you don't force anyone to come to the highest standard of life. People say, okay, why there is no one religion in life and everything is so easy and simple and just one path, one everything. No, everybody agrees. Ekam Shastra, Uttrakadeva, Gita, where is that Shankaracharya? One Shastra, one mantra, one Bhagavan, Krishna. Shankara is saying this. Anybody knows that story? Follow, Kanishka. Follow Baba, what is the matter? Eka Shastra, Devaki Putram Gita, then the 4 lines you told me, Huh? He also says that, but he came after Shankar, so that's what Shankar stated. And I'm also saying it's very bad. That's okay. It's my name, it's not, it doesn't matter. Charyas agree on certain points. Ekam Shastra, Devaki Putra Gita. Anyway, that whatever the point is that. So it's like so. Yamadutas were not conversant that there is Narayan, that there are Vishnu Dutas, or his messengers, servants, and so forth. And then it's like certain duties in life, people consider them totems. They think, like we mentioned, Daksha last time. He was thinking, yes, to populate the universe, to perform this kind of dharma, to enable living beings to attain certain bodies and positions. That's the goal of life. Well, that's not the goal of life. I will help you to reach the goal of life. That's not ultimate goal. So what is the ultimate goal of life? People don't want to hear about it. Because then they wouldn't even perform these ones. What is the goal of life? Sarva dharma parityaj. Or reject all the dharmas and just follow Krishna. They don't want to hear that. Because if you say this, then and then all the other dharmas or whatever, do your duty and this and that, they'll not follow. They'll not follow. So people have different conditions. So that's why certain processes are given for people in different conditionings to be encouraged to expand their consciousness until they come to the level of realizing, yes, all of these duties are just trouble. It really doesn't lead me to higher consciousness. And at least they can recognize there is higher consciousness and maybe be curious and interested to accept it to some extent. So anyway, so that's about the different social organizations and structures and principles. That's something along we were discussing last. Anybody has any other point? Yes?
What is the use of karma or karma dana marriage if you offend Vaishnavas?
If you what?
If you offend Vaishnavas.
If you offend, what was that in which context?
He was saying that Daksha was like doing Daksha.
Yeah, but so that's why I say none of these dharmas are useful if you offend the Vaishnava, then you ruin everything. You lose all the spiritual credit. You get not spiritual and material, anything. You lose everything. Like committing offenses, you lose everything. So that's why Daksha, was heavily punished by Lord Shiva. And we said he was a devotee of Vishnu. What is the use if you don't have proper attitude? Actually, really, that's a big thing now. In spiritual life, the proper attitude has to be there. That's the real foundation. It doesn't matter what you're doing, right or wrong, even, if proper attitude that is there, then everything will be right. So that's what one has to learn from Guru. Not that one becomes one's own, authority, and then thinks that certain accomplishments or positions are goal of life, and control and enjoyment. It's all nonsense, material nonsense, cloaked as some kind of spiritual goal. One really has to understand what is the foundation of life. That's humility, devotion, service, and following in the footsteps of authority, always being submissive. That's not there. Everything else just heavy misguidance. Okay. Any other points? Yes.
In the hell, there is no time for association.
In the hell, there is no
time for association.
No time for association.
Yeah, because you see
But what kind of association?
our devotees, for devotees.
But there are no devotees.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, it's like except Yamara, she's there. I mean, but you know, if you get his audience, that'll be fortunate.
You were saying like
He has a ferocious form there. He's not there for association. So what's the point?
you were saying in the regard of like this Pindan. So you were saying if someone do like not in the right way, in the right mood, they will go to hell, and the forefathers also go to hell. Everyone go to hell.
Okay, so what?
So in the hell also there's no time for you have to say like that.
Okay, so that is a very bad place. So why should we want to go there? How many times you have bad dreams or something? When in a dream, sometimes you experience hell. How many times some people give you trouble or something gives you trouble? Experience hell. I just heard there's some floods in US. Many people drown. There are floods in Brazil also. There are floods. There are floods somewhere. Here, there's so much heat. Some people die from heat. Yeah. There's some hurricanes. There's some tornadoes. Yeah, in US also. US, you think US is a very nice place. Go and stay there. Just go. They have some, yeah, they have some tornadoes and stuff. They knocked out, you know, people's houses and everything. It's heavy karmas are, you know, going on. So that's all hell. That's all hell. Somebody, you know, how many robberies, how many murders happen? I saw one video. Some guy came to some church, some black people, and then he had a gun. He wanted to shoot the priest, but the gun didn't work. And this priest just jumps on it down. It's crazy. That's all hell. This is all experience of hell. It was hell for the fellow because he couldn't shoot him at himself. Anyway, that's a different topic. Why we discuss that will come in fifth canto. It will be ready. When we come to fifth canto, we can jump a few chapters. We can cut to end of. Once we did somewhere, we did that somewhere there. We did fifth canto, description of hells. That's a lot of fun. I was like, you hear what's going on. Okay, that's not the topic here. Here, that's a different hell going on in the name of so-called nice social life. Okay, any other points in relationship to subject? Yes.
Person who is in Krishna consciousness is not obliged to do karma.
Okay. One performing bhakti is not obliged to perform karma kanda activities because bhakti includes everything. That's the real thing. It includes everything. It includes and even better results. Karma comes, you know, strict. Any little discrepancy, you ruin everything. That's pretty heavy. Okay. So let's do this text now. Tranam cha bhavantra ekaikasya shatam Yaivai Puran Janyano Vamsha Panchaleshu Sameditaha. Translation and big purport by His Divine Graces Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada. Okay, let's do translation first, purport to the graduate. Of these many sons, each produced hundreds and hundreds of grandsons. In this way, the whole city of Panchala became overcrowded by these sons and grandsons of King Puranjana. Om Jnanatimirandasya Viranjanasya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna 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 Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda. Namaste Saraswati Devi Nirvishesha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Vedanta Shri Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. That's interesting. Now see here, so many each sons. So he had 1,100 sons, and each produced hundreds and hundreds of grandsons. And in this way, the whole city of Panchala became overcrowded. And then here comes Abdul Kalam, and he will say, "Hando, hamare do." I heard he went to Assam somewhere, but of course that came before him. So it was like, you know. So sometimes that would be a propaganda going on. And then sometimes, just now, I heard Putin said, you know, oh, Russians should have more children. And then just recently I heard Elon Musk, he said, oh yeah, we have to have more children. Everybody is screaming, it's overpopulated. What would you do here in Mumbai? The trains are packed, everything is. So it depends. Everybody has different agenda. Some people say it's overpopulation. Some people say that there's not enough. So whom do you follow? What do you do? Anyway, that's not our problem. I mean, it's like that's definitely not Brahmachari's problem. But we don't have to worry about it. It's overpopulated, it's not overpopulated. In essence, Srila Prabhupada said this planet could feed so many more people if things would be properly managed. There's no scarcity of food. There's really no overpopulation. Neither it will ever be. What is overpopulation? What means overpopulation from the Vedic point of view? It's when people become demoniac. That is when the bhumi can't hold anybody on this planet. She becomes very unstable. The demoniac mentality, destroying, destructive, terrible demoniac mentality. That's the overpopulation. Then Krishna has to come and do something, or he sends someone to do something, or make some arrangement. That's such kind of populations. But when it's a good population, there's no overpopulation. So here, so I said here it said overcrowded. Okay, let's hear what Srila Prabhupada said. What does that mean? Overcrowded. Like in Dwarka, Krishna also similarly. Krishna had, how many queens Krishna had? See, he had this Puranjan and Puranjani, they have 1,100 sons, but how many sons Krishna had? He had, how many queens he had? Okay, who knows this? Raise your hand. How many queens? Who knows? Really? How many queens Krishna had? 4 queens? How many? How many queens he had? Okay, below. 16,100. So each queen had how many sons? Okay. 12. Where did you got that now? Well, Krishna adopted 2 or something. Or what?
It's done.
Huh?
I heard.
You heard where? You should read Srimad Bhagavatam nonsense. We're not hearing from him. Krishna had 10 sons and 1 daughter with each queen. Even if you want to, count that, that's 11. It's not 12. Now what?
10 sons.
Yeah, 10 sons and 1 daughter with each queen. So 16,108 times 10. How much that comes? I just add 1 0. So this is just sons. How many grandsons did Krishna have? I mean, we don't even know how many those sons had sons. How big was Dwarka? That's only Krishna's family. That's only Krishna's family. We want to speak. There are so many other Yadavas and Bhojas and Andakas and so many. It's like, can't even imagine how many. So that big was the Dwarka city. So if that wasn't overcrowded, it wasn't overcrowded. There was no problem. But here it says it was. This Panchala city. We already said Panchala is what? Nowadays in Kanpur, UP. Anyway, we became crowded. So let's see what happens. We must remember that Puranjana is the living entity. Okay, here Prabhupada comes explaining the allegory. So Puranjana means the living being. We are all living beings. And the city Panchala is the body. So it's not a real place in that sense. It's an allegorical story. It points to certain points. Anyway. The body is the field of activity for living entity as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Kshetra, Kshetra. There are two constituents. One is the living entity, Kshetragya, and the other is the body of the living entity, Kshetra. So we are residents of the body. We are living being residing in the body. It's not the same thing. You're not the body. Body is a machine, body is a vehicle, body is the matter. You're spirit residing within it. So Kshetra and Kshetragya. So who is Kshetragya? Huh? Soul. And what is Kshetra? Body. Okay. Any living entity can know that he's covered by the body if he only contemplates the body a little bit. So Krishna goes to the basic philosophy, Prabhupada explains here the basic philosophy, difference between soul and the body. And by little contemplation, one can come to understand that the body is his possession. One can understand this by practical experience and by the authority of the Shastras. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.13, it is said, Dehinasmin yata dehe. The proprietor of the body, the soul, is within the body, and the body is taken as the Panchala Desha, or the field of activities, wherein the living entity can enjoy the senses in their relationship to the five sense object, namely Gandha, Rasa, Rupa, Sparsha, and Shabda. That is, sense objects made out of earth, water, fire, air, and sky. So what does that matter? What does that mean? So that means Gandha, smell, Rasa, taste, Rupa, form, Sparsha, touch, and Shabda means sound. So we know the different elements, earth, water, fire, air, and sky. Like in the ether, what is there? Everything is in ether, but you can't perceive it. Yeah. You can't perceive it. Then air, then you have a little, it's too subtle. It's too subtle. Then the air, you can feel, no? So feeling is there, no? You can feel the air. Can you taste the air? No. Okay. Can you hear? Not really, but you can feel it. Can you see? Is it having a form? No. In itself, it doesn't. Oh, here comes my medicine. I don't know. Is it offered?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you. It's special medicine for higher consciousness. Yeah, keep it here. So, yeah, okay. Little distraction. Focus here. Listen, we're talking about, we're talking about this touch. So we will touch, and then we will taste. This is practical demonstration. I mean, yes, we planned this in advance.
Wow.
Really, yeah. But only I will taste. You will just see.
Okay.
Seeing form also, that comes later. It's too hot. Get another one half. Wait a second. Cool down. Is it washed?
Yeah, what's
Oh, okay. It's a little bit too hot. Okay. So so there is air. This explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is air, so then you feel something. Then after air comes what? Fire. Yeah, after air, why fire then? Then fire, you can see the form. You see the flames? No. So you touch it, you can feel it. You see, the sight is also, the form is there. No. Then after that comes what? It comes water. So water has form. It has, it has, you can touch, but then it has taste also. And some water. Okay. Taste. Nice. Okay. Some taste. And then comes the earth. What does earth has? Smell. That is it. That's why agarbattis are made of some flowers, which draw the fragrance from the earth. So here it is. So within this material world, covered by the material body of subtle and gross matter, every living entity creates actions and reactions which are herein known allegorically as sons and grandsons. Ooh, see? So here we go with this story. We don't have to go into literal understanding. We could, but the analogical, allegorical meaning is given. That sons and grandsons represent actions and reactions of the living being. So whatever you do and you get reactions for that, these are the consequences of your actions. So it's very interesting here. So there are two kinds of actions and reactions, namely pious and impious. In this way, our material existence becomes coated by different actions and reactions. In this regard, Slanartam Das Thakur states, Karma Kanda Jnana Kanda Kevala Vishera Bhanda Amrita Balya Yebha Kaya Nana Yoni Sadapire Kadariya Pakshanakare Tarajanma Adha Bhate Yaya. Anybody from Bengal? I can translate. Did you understand it?
Very
What?
there. It's very deep.
It's very deep Bengali. It's too sophisticated. So it means fruitive activities and mental speculation are simply cups of poison. So what we were talking about, karma kanda, right? Last class. Karma kanda. So he said karma kanda, jnana kanda, kevala vishara bhanda. So jnana is mental speculation. Okay, I have so much knowledge. That's very dangerous. People who have a lot of knowledge, if they misapply and they don't understand how to use properly, they are termed as what in Bhagavad Gita? What does Krishna says? And they don't surrender to Krishna. Who are those people? Close, but wrong. Huh? Yeah. Maya Parita Jnana. Somebody whose real knowledge is stolen by illusion. Yeah? They cannot discern, discriminate what is really factual, what is not. And they wrangle, they speculate. So then again, you see that they're so knowledgeable, they think, but actually they don't have the knowledge because it's all just mental speculation. Complete mental speculation. They have no idea what is the essence. So fruitive activities and mental speculation are simply cups of poison. This is nectar here. Bhakti Krishna. Okay. So whoever drinks of them, thinking them to be nectar, must struggle very hard life after life in different types of bodies. So that's how you end up in so many different kinds of bodies as long as you're attached to karma and jnana. You don't understand the process of bhakti. Such person eats all kinds of nonsense and becomes condemned by his activities of so-called sense enjoyment. So this is what King Puranjana was involved. And I'm telling, now we are coming till the end almost, very soon. Ooh, there's a chapter, Puranjana becomes a woman in next. Ooh. How did that happen? Oh, it's coming, this is next chapter. But this one's going to be also very heavy. How did that happen? So it's not going to end up well. It's not a nice end love story or something. So he's entangling himself. All this so-called sense enjoyment, having sex with his wife so much, and there's so many grandsons and this and sons and this and that, whatever it is. See, it's all fruitive activities. Heavy. You know. So thus the field of action and reaction by which one's descendants are increased begins with sex life. Puranjana increased. So what is the action and reaction caused by mostly? I just said. Show me. Huh? Arjo? What is action and reaction caused by?
Sex.
Sex life. That's the point. It's all, everything practically. Prabhupada said, look at all these skyscrapers. He would say skyscrapers. Scraper. Yeah. Look at all of these. What is that? And then devotees were trying to figure out, oh, it's advancement of technology. It's not funny stuff. Prabhupada said, no, it's just sex life. It's just sex life. All development, everything is just based on what? Sex life. You have brahmacharis living in forest. There's no sex life. They're living in forest. As soon as you have somebody having sex life, immediately you have to have big skyscrapers, so many roads, big cars, big this, big that, so many things. So many things expand, so many requirements, so much hard work. So all the actions and reactions just because of sex life. So Puranjana increased his soul family by begetting sons who in their turn begot grandsons. See, that's why it said overpopulation in the beginning. When you get so many actions and reactions, and the living being becomes overburdened, we suffer. Again, why? Sex life. Bottom line. Thus, the living entity, being inclined towards sexual gratification, becomes involved in many hundreds and thousands of actions and reactions. Every moment we are performing action, every moment we are reaping reactions. In this way, he remains within the material world simply for the purpose of sense gratification and transmigrates from one body and another. That's the point. If you're attached to body, then you'll have to accept another one. And you'll be attached to so many other bodies. Heavy. And then there's no way out. Perpetually bound. His process of reproducing so many sons and grandsons results in so-called society, nations, communities, and so on. Expanded sense gratification. Like you have Anamaya. What is next? Type of consciousness. What is Anamaya? Huh? Oh.
Just basic eating, one is focused
Eating? No. Considering the self the center of everything. And then pranama is a little bit extended. Okay, me, my family. Maybe me and my nation against someone else or something. You see, where is your sense gratification? Yeah. Extended a little bit. That's all. But it's still, it's so limited. You're limiting it to yourself. So all these communities, societies, dynasties, and nations simply expand from sex life. So that's why the sex life is the most binding principle of material existence. You remove that, 50% you liberate. That's a very good percentage. Of course, one more percentage, at least you should be a little bit Krishna conscious. 50% you're liberated. You just remove this one. That's it. Is that difficult? Just one thing. Just one thing. Come on. You just get rid of that one. You're practically liberated. Okay, think about it. That's it, just this one thing. As stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Yam Maitunadi Grihamedi Sukham Hituch. I mean, I'm just amazed. I'm not picking this up, really. It's just coming. It's not at every class I'm talking about some brahmachari stuff and this. It's there. It's not my fault, really. I'm not influencing. They're going by order now, I just picked up this chapter. It's almost in every verse, And Prabhupada is just, Prabhupada is giving all this. I'm not, it's there, it's in the Shastra. So I said, a Grihamed is one who wants to remain within this material existence. This means he wants to remain within the body or society and enjoy friendship, love, and community. And that's nonsense. How can you remain in this body? You'll be kicked out of this body. Is this body eternal? It's not eternal. Is the nation eternal? How many nations India went through? Huh? How many kingdoms India went through? How many conquerors India went through? Not just India, the whole world is like this. How many societies, how many families, how many this and that? What is permanent? You tell me what's permanent? Nothing. So that's when one is in complete illusion, thinking yes, this is something that will make me happy. Yeah. So his only enjoyment is in increasing the number of sex enjoyers. He enjoys sex and produces children. When they turn married and produce grandchildren, in this way the entire earth becomes overpopulated. And then suddenly there are reactions provoked by material nature. That's also then a form of reaction. That's heavy. You have provoked material nature in form of war, famine, pestilence, earthquakes, etc. Thus the entire population is again extinguished simply to be recreated. Some people, they have some plan that they want to reduce population of this planet to, 500 million. And so many so-called kind of theories like that, or they call them, this, anyway, whatever. So again, as we said at the beginning, some people think it's overpopulated and some people think it should be more populated for whatever agenda there might be. Thus, the entire populated is again extinguished simply to be recreated. This process is explained in Bhagavad Gita as repeated creation and annihilation. It's not nice. It's pretty heavy. If you follow any war, now in Ukraine, Israel, so many wars going on, wars that are not reported because there's no profit so much out of it. There's no interest so much about it. There's so many wars going on, so many different places. That's a hell. That's a hell. You don't know what you're going to eat. You don't know where your children will live. You don't know where you're going to sleep. You don't know how you protect yourself from cold or heat. You don't know anything hour to hour. You don't know what follows. That's a hell. You may having a nice time here. You have no idea what means hell. It can happen any moment. It can happen any moment. And it will happen as the reactions increase or the bad karma increase. And one may also have to experience this, then what? It's pretty heavy. But then don't think it's not going to come. It's coming. It's always coming in some form or the other. So it's a hellish experience when people lose their family members. So now you're thinking we will increase our family members, we will enjoy, we will this, we will that. What happens when they start disappearing? It's very painful. It's very painful. Utra Utra Praliyate. Due to lack of Krishna consciousness, all this creation and annihilation is going on under the name of human civilization. This cycle continues due to man's lack of knowledge of the soul and the Supreme Personality of God. So, as long as we are ignorant, we'll have to suffer. As long as we are not conscious and aware that there is a spirit soul within this body, and then there is the super soul also within this body and outside of this body, and we have to suffer consequent actions and reactions. So this is what Srila Prabhupada points out here. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Any questions on this? Huh? Oh,
I was
regarding Dharma, okay. What?
just like you were emphasizing that there are some lower dharma also because it's pretty directly.
Lower dharmas, okay. That depends. That depends for whom. I said it's not all same for everyone.
Just like if you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly gave us this highest dharma for self-liberation.
Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us the highest dharma.
He
Yes.
was continuously kind of emphasize more on this, highest thing, and they emphasize more on other dharmas, which
No, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also followed other dharmas. He was very strict in his sannyas dharma. He did follow other. He didn't reject other things. He did emphasize the highest dharma, but he also perfectly followed other dharmas. Only when the other dharmas are in conflict. Let's say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came once to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was the greatest scholar of the time. And he was like super strict about everything, super strict about any Vedic, rules and regulations. And he came so early in the morning, and Sarvabhauma just woke up. And immediately again said, "This is Jagannath Mahaprasad." And what did Sarvabhauma do? He immediately took it and ate it. Nobody would do that. First, they'd say, "I have to take bath, I have to brush my teeth, I have to dress fresh clothing, then we will honor Mahaprasad." He didn't do that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased because immediately over, he took Mahaprasad. It's the highest principle. You don't have to do all the other ones in such a case. To respect Mahaprasad immediately. You could do it, it's okay, but this was higher principle. I gave last Wednesday, I said, like devotees came to Puri, they passed Jagannath temple, I went straight to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They didn't shave, they didn't, they immediately took prasadam. It's different bhav, it's higher bhav, it's spontaneous. It's not that they didn't follow, they did follow. But at certain points, something that was more important was followed, as a priority. So one that you can't imitate that. That's why you better stick. See, that's what Kanishtadikar. What is Kanishtadikar? I so much explain. That you tell something beyond what they're doing, they get lost. They get so confused. They get so lost. Oh, so insecure. How is it like and they start criticizing. You better. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta never allowed, his disciples. He said, "Stay away from Bhaktidas Babaji. You'll never understand. You just commit offenses and go to hell." So that's why for Kanishta, it's so difficult to figure out, what is to be done, what is not to be done, really. So then better, okay, stick in your, these are your, it's your square, you live in that, be guided by those principles, just, follow that. Until you figure out how, things can be way more expensive and applicable. Before you do that, then you just stick to the basics. Stick to the other dharmas that you're supposed to follow. until you figure out how to reject all of those dharmas and just follow what Krishna says. But don't imitate before. It's going to be disaster. So there's a process. That's why Krishna sent the Guru, and he knows, he sees who can follow what. It's just like you come to the doctor, real genuine Ayurvedic doctor. He's going to tell you, which medicine you're supposed to take and which not. What's for you at what stage. Not just everything, not just nowadays you come, okay, we'll just give you these injections, get out, that's it. So what nonsense. So everybody just gets an injection, doesn't matter what's going on. I wouldn't trust that person. It means they have no sense. There's a diet and there's a medicine. Not just everything same for all, just nonsense. Yes.
So my question is following this only, this question. So your statement like you made that not every medicine will work for everyone, but I've seen that people generalize some things for everyone. Like let's say chanting is the only medicine for the more question is there. So let's say because the institution is big, so so gurus are also not like reachable to like if they want to expand.
Chanting is for everyone, but even while you're not, you're still not only chanting. That's why Prabhupada gave you different engagements rather than everything. So chanting is for everyone, just like surrendering to Krishna is for everyone. And along the path, you have to keep on surrendering to Krishna, but then also, whatever your level is, you're supposed to follow those duties and regulations.
So
yes.
Generally,
so there's not generally samanyata. No, that's the word. Samanyata sabok cheese karte. It's not generally, it's always chanting something. There's something specific. Yeah.
So generally, I have started journaling because it is journal.
Yeah, there's nothing general, and there are some things that might be. But
so, like, let's say Guru will say chant 16 rounds, read Prabhupada.
Minimum. Some Guru will say, some Gurus when they give initiation, it's so. I heard once Kadamakan Maharaj. He said that the Lokanath Maharaj was giving also along with. And he called one girl, and from today you will chant 25 rounds. It feels like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, Hari Bol. So it's not 16, now you chant 25. So it's so individual, it's not general.
It's individual.
Yeah, it's individual.
So let's say
16 it's minimum, but you can chant more.
So
and you should chant.
Like Gopal Krishna Maharaj left 10, let's say, important instructions. So every disciple has to follow those. So like, and then they like.
Which those?
Like some.
It depends. Certain instructions, yes. Don't leave ISKCON. Yes, that's the general. That's the primary instruction. And then within that, you do some other things, whatever.
The main thing is following the Guru.
Yeah, main thing is following the Guru. Yeah. That's also general. Okay, anything else? Yeah. Fast, because it's already night. Otherwise, we'll stop and discuss.
The point is that the children come, then more suffering will be there.
When children come, yes. When reactions come, yes, there will be more suffering. That's
but
mentioned.
sometimes now people, what they do, they come and they bachelor daddies, and they use some protections to children not come. And after some time, they like bachelor, which Prabhupada becomes bachelor daddies. So they think, okay, we children don't come, we will just enjoy that.
So what's your question?
So what happened to these people? Like, because of course.
What happened? You can see what's happening.
No, but
why are you asking me? You know better.
Oh my
I'm seeing from outside only. No, last time I met with a Spanish guy.
Okay. Anyway, you don't have to give.
Yeah.
What happens? Everybody gets reaction. You cannot cheat material nature. Everything is seen, everything is recorded, and for everything there is a reaction. You can think for some time that you can cheat someone, no? Or something, but that's your illusion. That's your illusion. There's nothing in the material world that goes unrecorded or unnoticed. Everything is recorded. So you might think, ultimately you're cheating yourself, and that's why everybody gets a reaction.
How to deal with these people, especially they were like,
How to deal, but everybody should be given Krishna consciousness. That's how, and enlighten them and save them from these troubles, and make them understand that you really don't gain anything by this, trying to prevent this or trying to prevent that. You're not preventing anything, just putting yourself in greater trouble because you're not taking responsibility.
they say this is my roots, my life, so I will live free, independent.
It's not your body has been given to you. It's not really your body. It has been given. You're responsible to take care of this body, not to misuse it. You cannot say, okay, I can also commit suicide. No, you cannot do this. You really have not been given. You didn't create your body. You have no right to take it either. And whatever you do with the body, you're supposed to use the body for Krishna's pleasure, not for your own nonsense. That's how you'll get reactions. In form of disease, in form of other people troubling you, in form of so many troubles.
When they're engaging.
So then you have to explain people the laws of karma, how it works. And scientists say if there is anything sensible in any religious system, that's the law of karma in Hinduism. It's a law. Yeah, it works. So you explain to people how the karma works, and then you can start discussing what activities should be done, what activities should not be done. Not just say you do this and go to hell, and then, yeah, what? So I don't believe in your hell. Who cares? So you have to explain. Prabhupada's preaching was the preaching from practical point of view. It's preaching from the point of science. You dehinosmin, it has been mentioned. Dehinosmin. You had a small body. You're in boyhood, youthhood. You're gonna get old. It's a practical thing. That's Prabhupada's preaching. Okay, it's getting late. We'll discuss after the class. Let's stop. We'll discuss after. Let's stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. And